Welcome back to Friends with Benefits, everyone. My name is Diego.
My name is Matt.
Isaac.
Guys, it's been so freaking long since we've recorded an episode. Just a lot of scheduling conflicts, a lot of laziness on my part with the editing too. So I apologize for that, but we'll get back into the groove here. This episode's probably coming out next year. It's going to be like a 2023 episode.
Of course, you won't know because you don't know in between videos how long it's actually been.
If people look at like the videos, they're going to see my hair changing like from one episode to the next. They're going to be like, man, this dude's going through it.
Phases, bro. It's the phases.
It's the phases. Today we're going to be answering some questions from the Wisdom app. So it's a podcasting app. It's typically going to be a bunch of questions related to life or like advice, information that we can give out to people and stuff like that. So we are on the Wisdom app as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Check us out on those platforms. Also check us out on YouTube if you want some video, whatever you want to call it, for the audio that you're listening to. Guys, let's answer some questions here.
Ooh, questions.
What is a question?
Shoot.
What is a question?
Okay, no. Anyways. We could do that tomorrow.
All right. So this is a question asked by a user called Wisdom Wednesday. How do you even say Wednesday? Is it Wednesday?
Name.
Wednesday.
Doesn't matter. Terrible name.
But the question itself is, what's the most intriguing idea you've heard lately?
First off, I was just kidding. That's a good name. Anyway, as far as the question goes, intriguing idea?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was talking to someone at work today. You like movies, right? And I was like, yeah, go to Sundance. That's a good idea. For me, that's a great idea. I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's crazy because I was talking about it today at work.
Yeah.
I was in Park City today, actually.
Really?
Doing work.
I want to go to Park City so bad.
Yeah.
We went to the old Main Street. They've definitely got culture in every single one of those buildings. We were looking on the MLS just for fun, and there was a house that was right behind the place we were eating at. It's got one garage. It's a little north of 1,000 square feet, I think. It was listed at $2.2 million.
Bro.
4 bed, 3 bath, and the interior was, you could find it anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
2.2 million. They're an old,
ridiculous.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, Park City has to have the most expensive housing in Utah.
Oh, but
it's insane.
And when you get up more into the mountain and the valley where people can like go out their back door and just, they've got the lifts themselves, board down there, literally their acres of land, and then just take the lift back up.
Oh yeah.
There's mansions up there, like I think it was 29.2 million.
Dude, that's
is the highest one I could see.
Crazy.
Wow.
You know what would be a lot of fun? Like a weekend getaway over there.
Sure.
Just rent out like a mansion or something, invite a ton of people. Just have fun.
Yeah.
I'm in.
For like one weekend.
I'm sure that for those guys, Sundance is like an actual holiday because they're all getting out, and if people go there with names. People with names go there and reputations. They say what's up.
Yeah. Big actors, big directors.
That's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. That is really cool to me.
Super fun.
There's a couple of like films that are coming out for Sundance. Is there anything in particular that you want to watch?
I don't know the names of them, but there was a few that I was like, oh, okay, I'm in. That one with the RackaRacka boys seems fun.
Shout out RackaRacka.
That's kind of crazy. There's like one by Brandon Cronenberg with Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård I want to see, but I don't know the names. I just barely looked at them today.
I definitely want to go see the RackaRacka short film.
I want to go to like 2. I want to go to like 2. That's like a 90-minute movie. It's actually like a feature film.
That's crazy.
It's crazy because Sundance is literally like $25 a ticket.
That was just gonna ask. That was just gonna ask.
It's like $25. They have packages. That's like what most people do, where it's like
those are pricey.
They're
though.
pricey, but like it gets you like anything, VIP, like whatever.
Meet and
like,
greet. Yeah, cool.
Some meet and greets. Like there's like special like events that you go to, and like people like Q&As for like directors. Like it's pretty cool.
Cool.
But, like,
yeah, that's fun.
I don't know. I don't know if I have that much money right now.
Bro,
I'm down to go see like.
What does that package get up to? The price?
It's like $750.
Bro, they go.
Oh my gosh.
It's out of reach.
Well, because like you get access to like all the movies, and there's probably like more than like I don't know, probably like 40 movies premiering, and it's like $25 a ticket. So like do the math, right? Kind of ends up being okay, but like at the same time, like you get a little bit more, but it's just like a lot, right?
It is.
I'm down to go watch like 2 movies, like $50, $50. Like I'm in. You
Bro,
know?
unless we're getting sponsored, we're not doing any sort of packages like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Please sponsor us.
Yeah. But that seems like a lot of fun. That was my idea to answer your question. Was someone was like, hey, go to Sundance. You'll love it.
To give a little bit of context too, because I want to go watch the RackaRacka movie. So for people that don't know, RackaRacka is a channel on YouTube. It's 2 Australian twins, and they post the craziest stuff. Like they'll dress up as like Ronald McDonald McDonald and they'll just do like wrestling matches, and they'll do like some crazy wrestling matches with like thumbtacks like laid out and like just body slamming onto
Very
them.
brutal, dude. For anyone that's watching, Diego's a sick. And these guys and these guys are a bunch of psychopaths. And Diego likes watching gruesome stuff like that.
When they like finally took off, they like rented out like a big like kind of like mansion. It was kind of like a content house, and it was just them and like all of their friends just living there, just making content. And then YouTube started like blacklisting them because their content was so like
it's
explicit.
too like
it's too violent.
YouTube.
But yeah, no, I want to go watch their movie because I think it's probably gonna be like a horror movie or something. Like a thriller.
I think I read it was like a horror sort of movie like that.
Yeah, I think I remember like hearing them talk about that on YouTube, like saying they wanted to like direct some stuff and like they had some offers. But yeah, Matt, what's the most intriguing thing you've heard lately?
I think I'm gonna try to find a way to start selling plants.
Why sell plants?
It'll be selling plants with custom pots, like artwork on pots.
Are you gonna like paint the pots
Not
yourself?
me.
Okay.
Somebody else.
I'm out.
Somebody else. And then it'll also come probably with a children's book.
How did like that?
Oh, it's like
even come up?
Matt thought about plants, then he thought about children, and then he was like, what's something to connect both of them? Children, artwork, plants, and giving a child something to take care of. For some reason, kids are obsessed with taking care of things.
That's
like,
true.
you know what I mean?
That's
Like they want a hamster or a dog or whatever.
Yeah. Don't take care of it, and then the parent takes care of it.
True, but it's not, the consequences aren't as crucial.
Yeah.
I mean, plants should live, obviously, but
That was good.
no, I was just f***ing around. I don't know if that's true.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a nice answer. Like, as soon as you started talking, I was
This
like,
is my CMO. This is my chief marketing officer. No, it's been a long time coming, but I've been trying to figure out an idea personally to benefit everyone around me, I guess. You can make adults happy, but they require more extreme stimulation because they've been alive for a long time. But with children, you can make real change. I just don't know. It's such a baby idea because like how it came up was Cherish. She said that she wants to sell her paintings one day, like just paintings. She's amazing.
that'd be sick.
She's amazing.
I'd buy some.
I was like, oh man, that would be cool. How could we team up? Like, how could we work together? Because I want to help you. And the idea about plants is like plants, they'll live a day or they'll live years.
Yeah.
The point of plants for me is to teach that no matter how long the plant lives, to enjoy the second it's alive. So just enjoy life while it's there. Does that make sense?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Bro, plants are great.
Yeah, they're great.
I love seeing
I don't
some
see
green.
any in here.
I
They
Are plants
absorb.
great, Diego? Son of a
go outside. I got a lot of fake plants. I can't take care of them. I got one little succulent.
succulent.
I have one little succulent. I've been keeping that dude alive since summer. But honestly, sometimes I don't even know how he's alive. So I'll forget like to water it for like a week.
Yeah, I don't want to be like one of those guys, but a real life check that I thought of based I've had so many thoughts. If you replaced all the mirrors in your house with plants, you'd really see who you are.
It's true. I do think mirrors are maybe like a little bit of a vanity kind of thing.
No, it's 100% true because the plant takes care and love or love, whatever, just dedication.
It does.
Your face, you can get used to it over time, and you can get used to your habits, and you can get used to who you are, and then you start missing things. But a plant will tell you if you're feeding yourself, if you're drinking enough water. It will tell you if you're happy enough. It'll tell you if you're in the right pot. It'll tell you if you need new soil. But nobody's gonna do that, so it doesn't really matter. Plants. It's funny.
Yeah, I guess something intriguing that maybe it's not something intriguing that I've heard, but something intriguing that has been happening, like I've been entertained, is Twitter and Elon Musk buying it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Like, it's interesting seeing like how like he fired some people, brought some people back, how he got rid of like the verification, brought the verification back. Yeah. And so it's interesting too, like seeing how like he like reinstated some accounts and then later blocked them again.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of in a weird space right now. Around with it. I don't know, dude. A lot of that, like the verification thing, like the check marks where everyone was getting checked. Everyone was getting verified. I was like, what the is going on? Like I hate it. Like I hated it.
Yeah.
I was like, this sucks. You have to pay like a monthly subscription to like get verified. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like,
unless you like actually have like followers.
Yeah,
then,
unless
like you get the
like I get that, but like it just to buy it, like why do you need? I don't know. For me, I was like, this is so dumb.
It's crazy though, because some people are like, there's a lot of people that are buying it. Like there's a lot of blue checks.
Like, I guess they just like want, I don't know, attention. whatever.
like a clout thing.
What I saw from an article was it's trying to prevent the automation of profiles and bots and stuff like that.
That's really what it is, yeah.
So that people can see the check and go, well, it's not really saying, oh, this is authentic, this is a person, but it's
saying
this is a profile that's paid $8 to be on this app.
I get that, but it's like there's different ways to be like, oh, this is an actual person rather than.
They're not effective though. I mean, not anymore.
Yeah, there's still deep pocket trolls that can spend $1,000 a month for 50 fake profiles and do the same thing they were doing before.
That's literally me.
You're not gonna. You're not really gonna slow down the actual problem. You know what? Some of us stay in the sandbox. We never leave.
I guess you said something interesting though, like about the bots and like the AI and like stuff like that. Cause like I think it's so annoying whenever you have to do one of those like captchas where it's like click these two. Like it's so annoying. But the thing is, like AI can do that. Like our captcha stuff, whatever, like our security things to like prevent bots isn't very effective anymore because like we've created the bots now that can like
it's literally like it's obsolete now. Like, you
so
gotta like figure out like another way to like.
When he bought Twitter, he fired a ton of people. I think he fired like a couple thousand employees or something like that, which to me I was like, that's crazy. But like when I thought about it some more, it honestly kind of like makes sense. The way like he's kind of like structured stuff is like only the high productivity people are the ones staying, and usually those people are bogged down by everybody else. That's kind of like even like the way I see it like at my work, where like we have like one maybe two high productivity people and like everybody else like on the project could be obsolete.
Like, all right, I get that, but it's like to be in a system like that, why do you need them in the first place, right? Like why give them a job? Why give them like the job security when you're just gonna take it away?
There's a lot of benefits to having employees even if they don't do a whole lot.
I agree with that too.
Behind the scenes there's a lot of tax things and blah, blah, blah. But Elon, I think in this instance he's trying to make more of like a point.
I think so too.
He's trying to be as loud as possible.
He is.
He wants to show what's going on. The dude walked into the headquarters with a sink in his hands. Like, this is probably so oversaturated. Was that what he was carrying?
I don't even get why.
What
was the meaning behind that?
What do you mean a sink? Like an actual sink?
Yeah, he walked in with like an actual sink.
I'm telling you, like it's just good guy, whatever.
Yeah, he's an interesting fellow for sure. He's a character.
I feel like the algorithm is kind of up for some reason. Yeah, like
I feel like it's gotten way better.
My algorithm's gotten so weird lately, dude. Like I don't know. I'm not seeing things that I want to see on there, and like a lot more ads.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like a lot more ads.
I feel like I've seen less ads, and I'm seeing more stuff that I want to see.
Ads are on Twitter.
I'm seeing a lot of blue checks though.
The blue checks are just pissing me off more than anything. I'm just like,
everybody wants to be popular.
So annoying,
it's true.
man.
Everybody wants those eyeballs.
People just want those verifications just to get attention. I'm just like, dude,
don't you have a blue check?
Shut the
just kidding.
Shut the up.
It's a great place for someone to speak their mind. They can only do it behind the phone.
That's the
people in front
thing.
of a crowd, and it's comical. It is. It's wonderful.
Nobody's brave enough to say what they want to say in person.
So why do they say it?
Like you said, you're hiding behind the phone. It's not real.
Yeah, Twitter in my life was amazing for one thing. This man's right here sent me the funniest videos I've ever seen in my life.
That's the only reason why I
was dying, bro. The basketball memes, the Hoodville.
Yikes. Oh, that one. Those were hilarious. Like I still have like a bunch that I sent you.
It's great. No, it's great.
But that's like the best thing about Twitter is like, okay, I'm there for like, memes and funny tweets always kill me.
It's the good times.
Like it's just that. Like I don't really like get, you know what I mean? Like and then like, there's some good there's like some basic news that you need on there, right? Just
there
like
is.
not like
nothing.
I think
there's some pretty good news.
Yeah,
there.
just like basic though. Nothing like you know what I mean? Just like what you need to know. Like movie news, like music news, like you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Yeah, just like okay, like what's new, like what I can listen to, what I want to watch next, like what's coming out. Like you know what I mean?
I'm always on YouTube to find out what I want to watch next. Like all the trailers come out there, and like even like all the stuff like on Twitter, it's all trailers that link back to YouTube anyways, and so I'm like, I'll just be on YouTube.
I use YouTube a lot, but I'm not like a social media feed where I'm like always on there like scrolling sort of thing.
I was on the come up of PewDiePie.
Yeah.
I watched him when he was in his old house 10 years later, and he's pretty much controlling the streaming of YouTube. He's amazing. Huge. Point is like it's been cool to see the evolution of YouTube and how it adapts and evolves. Because before PewDiePie, if I remember correctly, like before games were being, it was funny or cool videos of like people doing cool things in sync. It was almost like a Vine.
Yeah. It was like a lot of skits and stuff like that.
And then it just turned like maybe it's just my feed. Well, all I see now is street ball and video games. And Mr. Beast's telling me that if I click on the video, I get like $2,000, which I'm still waiting for.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember like one of like the very first like YouTubers that like I ever watched was NigaHiga.
Oh, dude.
Ryan Higa.
The best, bro.
Yeah, I loved watching him, and like all he did was skits and stuff like that. Seeing like him grow from like a kid to like an adult, like produce like music and like do like all this like other like random stuff, like his own podcast and all this other
watching
stuff.
the growth of someone.
Yeah, like,
right.
it's
YouTube
fun.
offered that.
Yeah, I love that because you grow up with them.
True.
Yeah,
it's true. You're their friend, but they don't know.
You're really
you.
not. Yeah.
But yeah. I get it.
I hear that a lot too, where like people on YouTube, like they'll get like big and like famous and like they've like put their lives and stuff like out there on the internet. So everybody thinks like they're like homies and stuff like they'll come up to them like, hey bro, like what's up and stuff like that, and they're like, I honestly don't know you. You're like a stranger. I'll be nice to you, but you're a stranger.
That's so weird.
The one thing that I like don't like about YouTube is the way they changed things. I think back in 2018, their Adpocalypse is what it was, where a lot of the content creators, they were making millions like every month, and then YouTube completely changed their rules and like their regulations and stuff like that, and they went from making millions to making like a couple thousand a month.
Oh my gosh.
So like an example is
good night to the assets.
I know, bro. Yeah,
take back the car. That's funny.
No joke, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah. David Dobrik, he's an example. Like you like talked about it, where like before like YouTube changed their rules, there's like a good 3 months where he was making like 3 million every month, and then as soon as they changed stuff, the next month he made like $7,000.
Dude,
off of just off of
insane.
YouTube. Now if you want money, you have to get sponsored. You have to like NordVPN kind of thing.
I want to know the underlying issue that's underlying.
Yeah.
Things can change like that. One, like an EMP can take down, if you're like 100% based on online income, anything electronic technology wise, like if something were to take down the power grid, what are you going to do? So that's the first issue is, you know, you get used to, hopefully you get used to the lifestyle, you know, that much money a month. You're putting yourself out there for risk. It's gambling. Wow, I see it.
It is.
You know,
it really
like
is. That kind of does bring up something interesting in my mind, because we grew up with like the rise of technology and social media.
We think it's so normal.
Yeah, bro. We started with like flip phones. Now we got like all these touch screens and stuff like that. And like this is our normal now, but like 10 years ago, our normal was like little keyboards and all this other stuff. So it's crazy. Like we grew up with that and the rise of social media. So like Facebook came out, Instagram, Twitter, like all of these social media apps. We're like the guinea pigs for those things. So I just think that's so like interesting that all of that stuff like came up as we were growing up. But I also think it's kind of dangerous because there's some people that like did not take social media well.
YouTube's it's good. It's fun.
YouTube is my spot, bro. I love YouTube. The thing for me is I love supporting content creators. I like supporting like the little guy. Anybody that can like start their own business.
Yeah, who wants
I'm
to
gonna
put
support
themselves
that.
out
Yeah,
there.
I'm supporting that for sure.
Put their color on the palette.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't want to support like these big corporations like Disney and I don't care about Netflix.
Sure.
I want to support somebody small.
Yeah.
As small as like the support is, whether it's just like a subscribe or like a like or just like viewing them, I'm in there. I think every little thing helps.
Yeah, small business is culture.
All right, let's move on to a different question here. This one is probably more of like a spicy question.
Oh God.
So this was an anonymous question. What do you fear people say about you when you're not in the room?
Oh God, I've thought about this a lot. I hope it's nice things, but like, you know, at the same time, everyone's gonna just
Everybody always talks. Everybody's gonna say
everyone,
something.
whatever, like whatever, right?
I tell people you're weird when you're not around.
Okay, yeah.
I know. As soon as
hoping-
Isaac leaves the door, I'm like, I fucking hate that guy.
I'll be clean with you. I've never heard anyone say something about you when when you're not in the room.
I know. Isaac's pretty mellow.
I'm trying to think of things that they would say about me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm trying to think of what I would say right now.
I could see them being like,
I think like
I'm
what
just
I
a
would
great
say,
guy, dude. Like, no one's gonna talk. I mean, I'm literally the great, not good.
I think what I would say.
Yeah.
I probably have said this. I'm like, this guy needs more like structure. He like enjoys life, but he's so carefree that he's like almost too carefree, where he needs to like find like something to just pursue.
Absolutely, Isaac.
That's crazy.
If he wants to make a movie, let him make a movie. But he's gonna have to like sit down, structure stuff out. Can't just be like, oh yeah, I want to do that someday. He's just got to put some effort into it. That's like
I want to dip my toes in everything.
Those are loving words.
I guess that's like really like what a lot of my like,
what Diego's trying to say is he wants to see you ball out.
I do want to see you ball out. I want to see you take the reins and just go
put on the snow tires.
Like what people would say about me, I feel like
God, Diego sucks.
I'm too also, like, I won't be hurt by like anything that's said. I feel like I'm too like obsessive. I don't know if it's like OCD, like what is it? OCD? Yeah. I'm like brain dead today. I feel like it's like OCD, like ADHD or something like that. But I'm like so like obsessed. Like when I start something, I'm like obsessed with going like balls to the walls with it.
I can see
and then
that.
I'll like cut off like a lot of like interactions and stuff like that. Like if it interrupts whatever I'm doing.
So
like,
the opposite of me.
Yeah, I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah, you're like,
I know.
So like, yeah, I'm like, bro's got to like just live his life. You know what I mean? Like go and have some fun every now and then. Like it's fine. Okay,
that's true. Yeah.
Okay,
that's probably like something like people would say like, man, this dude like. He's not enjoying life or whatever, something like that.
Relax, like it's fine.
Take like half of you, half of you. And we got like the perfect. Like you're both good. Calm down. Speed up. No, I'm playing.
I know.
No, you both are fine. Don't even trip. Like here's the deal.
He's a deal dick. I'm the best there is. Plain and simple.
I also worry like I'm fake sometimes because like everything like I put like out on like the internet and stuff like that, those are just like small portions of my life.
Definitely fake.
You're an absolute snake.
Yeah.
Fake.
I'm stabbing people in the back, bro. No, I feel like maybe I am more like rude in person. Maybe I feel like
you know what? I feel like if someone that just watches your videos met you in real life would be like, yo, what the is wrong with this guy? Like,
bro, no joke.
He's completely different. I could see it. I could see it too.
That's kind of like what I think. Like I worry about that. We're like,
I think that's more common than you think.
The thing though is like the reason why is like with strangers, like I'm always like nice to like strangers. Like I'm gonna be nice to you, respect you.
You give them the benefit of the doubt. You lose my respect. Yeah, you give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but it's weird because I don't actually like apply that to like friends and family. We're like with friends and family because I'm like, oh, we're close. Like
because you're just comfortable.
Yeah, I'm like whatever. I'll open up. Like I'll be rude to you. I'll say some out of pocket stuff. I don't care. But with like a stranger, I'm not gonna do that because I don't know you. And so I feel like that's probably where like if somebody like on the internet like saw me like being like rude, that's where they'd be like, look at this fake this snake. Matt, what do you think people say about you?
I feel like I'm the opposite. I feel like real quick, I feel like if anyone were to meet me, like just watching the Friends with Benefits podcast, they wouldn't be disappointed because I think I come across like just like normal how I usually am. I don't know, maybe you guys would disagree.
No, you're fine.
I think you're pretty normal because like my personality is like like while we're like together, I'm like we just keep cutting you off, but like while we're together, like
go ahead.
I'm like, oh yeah, like let's hang out, let's enjoy time, and then like as soon as time's up, I'm like, all right, I gotta start editing.
I'm like deuces.
I know it's like a complete like personality like shift in that second. I'm like, all right, time to work.
Real quick, I'll come back around. I think you're doing the right thing, especially with your venture, because I don't know a whole lot of people who have had friendships as long and they're still this close and they're well versed in many things. I don't know how to say it without sounding like prideful or like
no, I get it. But just building off of that really quickly, our friend group, me, Malachi, like we've all known each other since elementary school, bro. I've known Malachi since kindergarten.
Yeah, it's tight.
We all grew up on the same street. We all went to the same elementary, same junior high. Yeah. We went to separate high schools, but that didn't matter because we all lived right next to each other. We always hung out. It's rare that there's going to be a group of friends, like our group of friends that have known each other since elementary school. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're fine. So that was a loop around. Thanks.
Something else you said too is like dipping your toes and everything. This is like something I struggle with is like I want to do everything. Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm trying to be like a jack of all trades, but if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of nothing.
So I was watching Kung Fu Panda 3. Shout out. I love Kung Fu Panda 3. The boy Kai.
Yeah.
He's trying to gain all of the chi.
Yeah.
And a lot of the animes, the main character is trying to gain all of the arts. I'm not saying that like jack of all trade is a footnote for someone who's about to be a villain, but what I am going to say is at one point you get lost.
You do.
And it's a never ending battle. And an issue with me, and the reason why I haven't even really done such a thing, is because when you see infrastructure fall that was pretty strong, it really
it kind of shakes you,
damages your perspective of, well, then what's the point of building something if it's so fragile? What if this, what if that happens? By the time I end my what ifs, I probably could have done it, learned from it, and moved on, you know? So that's leading into, I think a lot of people probably say I overthink. 100%. Overthink, overanalyze.
Yeah. I think overthinking gets a lot of people. Where like they'll overanalyze, like you said. They'll try to nitpick themselves, nitpick something else, and then they get caught up in that, they get distracted, and then they get nothing done.
Yeah. There's also, personally, I don't know if you guys can relate, but there's a lot of, I've lived a good amount of life, and I've made a good amount of decisions that I think people in a room when I'm not there can pop some popcorn and enjoy like a 4-hour conversation of what I did in my life, if not probably more. And that's also one of the challenges I found with living moment to moment is sometimes you make a decision and then you go, okay, we're here now. And it's taking 4 years to recover from that decision. You know, if you would have known that before that moment, like you wouldn't have done it.
I agree.
At the same time, what I found personally outside is every time I've messed up in my life or every time I've made a decision that made life harder, 100%, I came out in the end a little wiser. Yeah. Which, take your 5 cents. Like, is that good? Is that bad? You know,
I think it's good. It sucks that you had to go through that, but it's good that you're taking something away from that. And now you're learning.
Yeah. You just worry, you fear that maybe life could have been easier and I could have learned wisdom a different way. Yeah. But another issue, man, I'll just call myself out all night long. I live in,
I'll build off do we have to do myself. It for you?
I live in the past 100%.
Oh, bro.
All the time.
Me too.
I got a tent back there. I got a barbecue every, the past is my place. I know I've been working on it, but I enjoy the present. Mm-hmm. I do, and I've never lived in the future. I should, and I probably could, but it's hard for me to plan ahead when you've seen things that aren't certain.
Yeah. I'm gonna take shots at myself now too, because I definitely live in the past. Seeing other people do stuff like make like a short film or make like a movie or like take off on social media or something like that. I'm like, man, that must be nice. Like, wow, that would be so cool to be like one of those guys. I wish I was one of those guys. And for the longest time, like I just never thought much about it. I always just had that thought process like in my head, like, oh, it would be nice to be like that. And then with COVID and like seeing everybody like take off and like blow up like on TikTok and stuff like that, all of these new artists, all of these people with like millions and millions of subscribers and like all these sponsorships and deals. And then looking back now, why did I wait? Why didn't I do that sooner? Like if I would have started like during the pandemic, things would have been so much different. And so those thoughts usually eat away at me. And so this year, like at the start of the year, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start vlogging. Like I'm going to full send it. Cause like, why worry about something that I didn't do when I can do something about it now?
Right.
Like the best time. Cool. Oh man, I don't remember what quote it was, but it's like the best time to start something was yesterday or something like that. But now like the best time to start is today or something like that. I don't even remember what it goes like. Yeah.
It's deep. I get it.
Yeah. But that's kind of like my thought process. I was like, I honestly don't care anymore. I'm just going to send it.
Right. There's
so many people living in fear. I'm not going to live my life in fear.
Because that quote is saying we all know we shoulda.
Yeah.
But the real question is, can we?
Yeah. Right? And the biggest reason for why is because like I have like so many regrets, bro.
Yeah.
That's where like living in the past, like that haunts me, dog.
No.
That's the one thing that keeps me up at night.
The one thing that redeems those is if you learn something. If you haven't grown from it and learned from it, it'll still cripple you psychologically.
It does.
It will.
Oh, bro. I'm gonna be crippled psychologically forever and ever.
You got to find that key to the door.
Because I'll look at stuff like school and I'll be like, man, if I would have like stayed at this school versus like transferring back to this one, or if I would have like applied myself more like in my class here, or if I wouldn't have failed this one or like whatever. And like those like thoughts like eat away at me, because then I'm like, how different would my life be? What trajectory would I have taken? And so like I live like in the past, like in those like what ifs and like all this other stuff. And like same thing with like relationships and stuff like that. I'm like, what if I would have done this, or what if I wouldn't have done that? Like what if I would have done this? And so like all of these like thoughts, they just like eat away at me. The one thing that's like grounding me is just like the future. That's really like the one thing that grounds me. Like the present, it's nice living in the present, but I don't quite care about that as much. Where like what grounds me and like gives me purpose is the future. Is like, okay, I know like my life could have been different if I would have made different choices. I can choose to make those choices now, start applying what I've learned now in anticipation of the future. And that's kind of just like my thought process, because I am like a very like future like oriented person where like, okay, I'm looking at the long term, like school. Like I don't care if I go to like a different high school as my friends, I'm gonna get my associate, and then I'm gonna save myself some money. I'm gonna graduate sooner. Like I don't care. Like because now I can afford all of this. Like I can afford the equipment, I can afford the mics, I can afford the decorations and everything. That's what drives me really. It's like, okay, this is what I want in the future. I know I have to do this. It sucks that I didn't do this sooner, but I have to start doing, like I have to just keep doing these things now so that I can get to that point in the future. I don't know. That's like a long spiel, but
because at one point in the future, the reason why you're doing it is because you're going to be happy. Just remember, you can't be happy in the future. You can only be happy in the present.
That is true. We'll get to that bridge when we get to it.
I feel like you got something to say. What do you do? Like do you overthink?
No.
Exactly. That's why I want to hear.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Come on, I'm human.
It's a rare occasion.
I'm still human.
Is it human to overthink?
It's human to overthink. All right, everyone.
It's actually
overthinks.
aliens. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's human.
We a different breed. No, I think it's human to overthink. I think it's an art to be in the moment or like feel.
What is it? Like survival trait.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's like a survival like instinct or something.
Instinct
like that.
is the word I was looking
I
for.
think it's
Yeah,
like
it is.
It's natural for us to overthink. Our ancestors probably did, and that's probably why they survived.
Right.
And so now it's just part of our process, man. We overthink.
Right.
The problem is now we have so much stuff to think about. Before, all we had to think about was how do I get food? It's
true.
How do I get water? How do I stay like safe, warm, dry? Now we think, okay, how do I do all of those? How do I like live like on social media? How do I like what movie do I pick? Like what streaming service do I use?
How do I pay the
what
bills?
shopping? Like what clothes am I gonna wear? Like there's tons of stuff to like think about. And now that's where like the overthinking really like starts to take like a negative turn.
It's true.
What do you overthink about, Isaac?
I try not to overthink. I catch myself every time I like overthink, but like I never do.
Yeah.
I kind of just like whatever. Like today, I fucking just grabbed this out of my wardrobe, and I was like, let me just throw this on. I don't care too much, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes there are occasions where I'll be like, I gotta dress nice, I want to impress people, like whatever, impress myself.
Yeah.
And then I have to overthink. I overthink stuff that doesn't matter. Does that make sense? So like appearance, sometimes like movies I want to watch. Exactly. You said it, like music I want to listen to. Like that's like what I overthink about. Not any of the stuff that's actually
what
important.
am I going to prioritize my time? Yeah.
Yeah, like that. But that stuff doesn't really matter. It's like the more important stuff that I don't overthink about. And I'm like,
yeah. Let's see. I have a question. So with like clothing and stuff like that, does name brand matter?
Depends. Yes. If I say depends, then yes, it does.
Okay. Yeah.
It depends. What do you mean by name brand though? Like
what are your thoughts on people that are always like in like got like the Rolex, the Gucci?
No,
the Yeezys.
nothing like that. Nothing like that. There's just like certain stuff that I won't wear, like that, like designer brands. Yeah, could not be me. Like I'm sorry. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not with that. Don't even want to think about how much money I'd spend. That's just crazy. Like I still like nice stuff, right? Like obviously, but like I'm not like gonna buy like a $2,000 shirt or like
that. Ridiculous to me.
$1,000 pair of shoes, right?
I could never do that.
I can't do that.
I honestly I think those like designer brands, they're a strategy for keeping people down and distracted.
Yeah, because could you imagine if like nobody bought their like, bro, they'd go bankrupt and fucking like
immediately, like a year.
Yeah, because all that shit that they're selling, they wouldn't last, dude.
That's like my thought process. So like I hate those brands. Like if anybody ever got me a Rolex, bro, I'm selling that thing. I'm getting a profit, bro. Dude. You can get really nice stuff for cheap or for a moderate price, really.
Yeah, like the whole materialistic mindset can't be me. Like I mean, listen, I say that now but like
I know like it's nice to have like nice clothes.
It's nice to have nice things, but at the same time,
it's like expensive.
Yeah, I don't like. I could find a good deal. I don't need to go and buy something that's $100 just because it's like nice. You know what I mean? Like there are other variations to like what you're buying that are just like equally as good, not as expensive though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if I wanted to wear designer clothing, I would just get the knockoffs.
Yeah.
I would get the knockoffs, bro. I have no shame.
And then it is, exactly. Like it's just like brands. Yeah. It's like the names behind them, right? It's like, of course you're gonna want something that's Gucci, whatever it is, right? Like it'll make you look way cooler, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, whatever. But like, who gives a Right?
I know. I really don't care at all.
Like, I don't think
Gucci bag.
I don't think anyone. I think someone's gonna be impressed for about 2 seconds and then won't care the next
Honestly,
however long. Right? They'll be like, "Oh, that's sick, dude."
Yeah.
They're not gonna bring it up to you every time they see you. Oh, dude, you're wearing Gucci. Like, no, it's not gonna happen, right?
That's just my thought process on that materialistic stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, you see my car. Like, I couldn't care less about what I'm driving. As long as it takes me from point A to point B, I'm happy with it. She's been through a lot.
What is something you're thankful for?
Oh, wow. To be alive and to have the things that I have today, present in my life.
Yeah.
Friends, materials, a bed to sleep in, a room, a roof over my head, like food that I could eat. Just having like the essential, being able to live the way I want to live. I think a lot of people take the current life they have for granted, right? Like,
oh, for sure. I think I do too. All the time.
I think people just like don't think about how other people are living in the world that are less fortunate than you.
Bro, it's crazy.
So very grateful just the way we're living right now.
It's true. I think about that a lot too, because like as of late, because I go and like I volunteer and I give like the food like every month.
I'll put it in perspective.
There's people that'll come and like they'll get the food boxes, no money left for the month, bro. And it's the first week of the month. They have nothing left after paying bills and stuff like that. And they're crying. They're just like, look, I'm so happy that like we even have food like for the next 2 weeks. And that's just people like here that are like going through it. And then I like start thinking about like third world countries and stuff that. They literally like don't even have clean water. And so it's like it's just mind blowing to me, like thinking about like when I think about that, I'm like, you know what? My life, as like down as I may be in the moment, it's so like insignificant in my opinion.
Nothing compared.
It literally means nothing. Like usually like when I'm thinking about that, like something that like kind of like helps me like get through it is like the thought that like there's somebody out there who's laying in a bed sick, wishing for the opportunities that I have today. So I have to make the most out of those opportunities. And so that's like something that like kind of like gets me through it, is I'm like, look, there's somebody like just praying they could walk right now. I shouldn't take this for granted. Yeah. Matt, what are you thankful for?
Being thankful is hard because usually when you're thankful in that moment, and then 10 seconds later you're thinking about the next thing.
It's so true.
So
it's like an in and out kind of thing.
Is. Yeah, it is. Living thankfully, like living grateful. If you're not thankful for the ability to be thankful, you're missing the point. Just having the ability to create, to do what you want, to sleep when you're tired, to eat when you're hungry. I mean, you got a body,
True.
Doesn't matter what situation you're in. Doesn't matter if you're in that third world country and you just swallowed some bugs. Everybody on the planet knows how to smile. No matter where you're at, you can be thankful. And that is something that in and of itself to be thankful for. I like it. Good job. You guys are awesome. Happy Thanksgiving.
Lots to be thankful
Merry
for.
Christmas. Have a good Martin Luther King Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you had a great day off. Nice. One final thing on like gratitude. I just want to say stuff I'm thankful for. Like what you guys said kind of sums up everything that I'm thankful for. It's really like a ditto kind of thing where like I'm grateful for just the opportunities that I have. And I do take them for granted like every freaking day. Like there's not a day where I do not take them for granted. I'm working on that. Because I'm like working on that, like something that I would recommend people do, if you're not grateful for something, I recommend that you keep a gratitude journal and just write down one word, one thing that you're grateful for that day. Just keep a gratitude journal. Just write down one word that you're grateful for. Do it for 1 month and you're going to see that your life is so much better after just that 1 month. Because it changes your mindset. It doesn't even have to be like stuff that you're grateful for. Like this could be literally anything. Like it could be like for like a relationship. Write down something about your partner that you like. And then at the end of like at the end of the month, give it to your partner. Or at the end of 6 months, give it to your partner. At the end of a year, give it to them. It's going to change the way like you view your relationship, and it's going to make you love them more. Like literally, like you could apply this to anything, man. Write down what you're grateful for like work. Like it's going to change. I'm like repeating myself here, but it really is going to change your mindset. And so that's something I'm going to like be doing next year. That's like one of my side projects next year, trying to be like a little bit more grateful, like for my life. But I also recommend that you guys work on that too. Even if you don't want to write it down, just record yourself saying something that you're grateful for. Do whatever you got to do, man.
Get it out.
Yeah, just get it out there.
Yep.
Just say it to yourself in the mirror. Anything. Yeah, anyways, that's like my own like personal spiel tangent side thing.
You're a good man, Diego.
I'm just trying to be better. I'm trying to be better.
Good man.
That's the thing. I want to be a better person.
Let's go.
Because there's a lot I need to work on personally.
Be good.
Yeah, but anyways, those were a couple of questions from the Wisdom app. Today we answered, what do you fear people say about you when you're not in the room? What's the most intriguing idea you've heard lately? And what are you most thankful for as of late? Again, like you can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Again, also check us out on YouTube. I highly recommend you check us out on YouTube. Give us a like and hit subscribe. We got some video stuff. We throw pictures up and all this other stuff just to make the video more fun, make this podcast more engaging, and it gives you a face to look at.
With people like me, if you listen to my voice, you won't understand most of what I'm saying because a lot of what I say is body language. Yeah. So there's also that point it's for other people too out there. But
yeah, lots of content out there for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. Again, like the boy said, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. What was the other ones?
Have a good day. Have a good
happy
off
New
day.
Year's. Happy day off for Martin Luther King Jr.
Smile. Just smile.
Smile. Yes, smile. That said, my name is Diego.
My name is Matt.
Isaac.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.